Today we got a 2009, actually from 2008 to 2014 Subaru WRX, STI or Impreza. They are the same. So what happened right here is it's hard to run the power wire through this one. I mean, I think this is harder because you're gonna have to take the tire off and everything, and all these panels gotta come off so you can run the wire out here. What I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna look at that. If you look at right there, this, I believe it's the gas line. So you have to be careful how you're gonna screw and drill this thing to here. Actually, I show you. I make a small little notch right there. I'm gonna show you right that spot back, right underneath that, to the right. If you're looking from here, so what you're gonna have to do, nobody gonna see any of these, so you're fine right here. You're basically gonna have to cut this piece like I did, like an X right here. As you can see, nobody gonna see this, so you do an X right here. Right there, you'll be able to pull this all the way down so you can see it. And don't push it too hard because that line, well, the line is metal, so you'll be okay. The tubing metal, see, right there. It's not. So I made a hole right underneath this piece right there, that plastic right here. Ooh, it's hard to tell you, but you have to be careful how you do it right there. But if you're looking at right here, the hole, my hole's gonna be right there. From here to here, it's about 3 inch, and then from this cut loop right there, about 4 inch. So 3 and 4 down here, from here to there and here to there, and the hole's gonna be right there. I'm gonna pry piece by piece right there. Move it from the left to the right or right to the left, however you have it, and pop it out. All of this is just pop in and out. And then right here, move this piece out there. There's supposed to be a piece that hold this together. I don't see it. Somebody must pull it out once before. And be careful pulling this out. This plastic is break easy. So you wanna, if you can see right here, I mean, someone pop it off before, so it's pretty easy. You just take a door prier and pry this out, a door remover, and pry this part out right here, right there. So about right there, and pry it out. It should come off easy, but you have to be careful not breaking this little tiny thin plastic. Subaru is bad at that. Now I'm gonna run the wire in here and push it out. As you can see right there, I'm gonna use some duct seal with it. I did put this rubber, what is that called? So if you wanna take this completely out, you don't have to. You can hide it like this, but I do not like it. So basically, there's a clip right there you wanna take out. You don't wanna pry in the middle right here. You wanna try right there, about 2 inch from the bottom right here. You wanna do the same thing on the other side. And over here, I'm gonna do the same thing. I might have to take this seat out a bit, but I'm gonna pry this right there. As you can see, they can break easily. So now you really have to be careful right here about prying it out, because this clip is right about 1 inch from here. So you have to get it on the clip. If you put it on here, you're gonna damage the plastic. Very, very careful this plastic. I would just do it about right here and then push the wire through here and go in back, instead of trying to take everything out. The way you can do this, you can pry this clip out right here, this clip right there, and push it out, pry it out like that, and this should come in. You can put it in here, or you don't have to. You can do the same as I'm doing. It'll be fine because nobody's gonna touch those. So I took a 1/2 inch socket right there and removed one of this bolt out. I'm gonna sand it using a brush, metal brush like this. To take this Android, this is an aftermarket radio, so I ran the remote wire and the RCA jack out here. And if you don't have one, you can go to the fuse and look for BCM or ignition, or You might need a test light for that, for the line out converter, or you can use one with, it's called, the model that I'll be using every day is KISLOC 2, which is KISLOC 2. That's got a remote output if you hook it up to any one of the speaker wire. So removing the radio off is pretty simple. You just take a prior tool, door remover tool, just pry it on this side right there and lift it around. It does not have any screw with this one, just basically a clip, because in aftermarket people took it off already. As you can see, there are probably like 4 10mm that you have to remove, and Subaru is made by Toyota harness, so actually it could be a Nissan harness. So it's easier way to remove the 2 Phillips right here, one right here and one right there. Here's the Phillip, I put it right here. It's easy to grab your RCA jack and the remote wire. After taking out, you can almost put one of your hand one side and the other hand and grab it. I could have hooked it up. A customer didn't have this jack, so I hooked it up to the front out and left front out and right front out. For the subwoofer, I didn't hook up to the sub because you required another jack, which is the Y splitter. So one male, 2 female, I believe. Yep. And I don't hook it like that. I hook it up to this tight remote wire. You need to hook it up the blue to the red right here. Or if you look at right here, let me see. 1, 2, 3. The third one right there. Don't count the black. So 1, 2, 3. So you got the tan and red right next to the black and white right there. That's the accessory wire. You will hook up the ground in here and make sure it's flush in right there. That's not flush in. So to make it flush in, you cannot cut the wire too short or too long. Actually, he didn't do a good job on here. So from the speaker over here, I'm gonna run it out right here. So this amp is the dual 300 watts. So it is a small amp. I'm gonna bridge it because it's a mono from there, and it is bridging. You say bridge. You put positive on this side right there and negative on this side. That's how you bridge them, which is positive is the red one and then the white one is negative. Before you mount the amp, you want to make sure right here, right there, it's gonna hit right there. So definitely don't, well actually no, right here. So I do have a little bit more room to come up here. So that way you kind of know right here. So I can come up a little bit more right there for the put the amp in. So we use the cable tie right here. We'll put in positive, negative. We put the input on that. We want to double check, see if this on the low pass. With this on the low pass already. We'll make sure the gain is not fully up yet. We're gonna play with that and adjust something, and then we'll clean it up some more, and then it's ready to go. But I want to show you the front. It's done. You want to make sure there's no wire hanging or anything. You want to zip tie everything up down here so you can't see, and everything should be wired up there. And let's check out front. So you're gonna need a 10mm socket. You want to tighten this, make sure this is tight, and then we'll cut. This is a fuse holder right there. So you will need a this is only a 8-gauge guy. This is the smallest wire I've done. I don't really do it. I already mentioned to the customer that I hardly do the 8-gauge wire. So we're gonna put another zip tie right there, and then make sure when you put this battery in, tighten this
thing back in. You want to make sure this don't move. You want to push this down because it got this foam thing right there. So when you tighten it, this thing like what do you call that? Like a pyramid. You know, if you put it on the top, it's really small, and then you want to push it down. So
yep, here it is. Sounds pretty good for 300 watts.